Hello H&M members, welcome to your virtual yoga class with Grove Campus. My name is Brandon Dawson Jarvis and this is week 2 of our 10-week series. So today we have a power type flow for you focused on shoulders, and this is really great for those yogis who are looking for more of a workout for their session. So if you have a block, you can go ahead and grab that. I like to begin in Sukhasana, so a seated position, but to elevate or help elevate my hips, lower my knees, it really helps to sit on something. So if you have a block, you can go ahead and grab that. If not, you can grab a book or a Tupperware or even like a pillow or something like that. Anything to help elevate the hips, lower the knees. And before we begin, just because we're gonna do a lot of loading of the shoulders, what I propose is that we all begin with our palm facing up, taking our index and thumb, placing it at the end of our forearm bone, and then we're gonna spin our hand down and back facing up and then back facing down. Okay, so notice anything that changes in the structure of your bone or the movement of your thumb and index. So now I propose that we flip our palm facing up, slide our index and middle finger back towards our wrist, so the front of our forearm, and then flip it over and then back and then over and then back. So you're gonna notice that these two bones kind of move, and at the elbow crease, they don't really move when you flip it over. So this just shows us how sensitive our wrists are and how when we load, we really have to root down through the thumb pad and index pad. So anytime we go into side plank or forearm balances or anything like that, we really want to secure and protect the wrists by rooting down through the thumb and index pad. Beautiful. So we're going to begin, like I said, in a Sukhasana, stacking head over chest and then chest over pelvis. So come into a nice comfortable seat here. If you'd like, you can close your eyes or set your gaze softly towards the ground. And we're just going to begin by connecting to our breath. And so just noticing its depth, its length. Notice if it feels concentrated or maybe stuck in one particular area. Notice if it feels emotionally charged. And from here, I'm going to invite you to begin to deepen your breath, really slowing down your inhales and exhales. If you'd like, you can activate your Ujjayi breath, so adding a slight restriction to the back of your throat, as if you were fogging up a glass or a mirror with your lips sealed. So it just allows us to have or add an audible component to our breath, and it also allows us to kind of control how fast we inhale and exhale. Shifting our awareness to our physical body here, notice if you can begin to release, relax, and soften any areas where there might be some tension or stress. Maybe releasing your jaw, softening the muscles of your face, releasing and relaxing your throat, and allowing that sensation to kind of share itself with the rest of your body. Maybe letting go of your shoulders a little bit more. And again, if there's any room or space, I'm going to invite you to deepen your breath a little bit more here. Beginning to tap into a breath that feels nurturing, feels supportive for you. Making a mental note of that breath as we are going to carry it with us through the entirety of our practice. And along with your breath, I'm going to invite you to begin to choose an intention. So if you have an intention from last week that you'd like to remind yourself, you can go ahead and do that now. But if not, you can choose an intention, perhaps maybe of deeper sense of joy, deeper sense of compassion, understanding, worthiness. And so any one of those, or maybe all of those, can be an intention for this practice. Keeping your eyes closed or a soft gaze, I'm going to invite you to begin to drop your chin to your chest on the inhale. And as you exhale, allowing your right ear to fall towards your right shoulder, letting your left shoulder become slightly heavier here, beginning to stretch the left side of the neck. Beautiful. Inhale, drawing chin to chest, and exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Inhale, chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder. And decide for yourself if this feels good for you. Feel free to stay here, or if you'd like to add a layer, you can bring your right hand on top of the head. No need to pull down or be forceful here. Just allow gravity to do the weight, do the heavy lifting here. Being super mindful of all the soft tissues, the ligaments, tendons, muscles in the neck. Staying here, or if you like, you can bring your left fingertips towards the ground. Now for you to decide if you want to stay here or only with left fingertips, or only with hand on top of head. So again, you have to decide. And also decide if you want to begin doing semicircles with your head and neck. So drawing chin to chest, and then back, right ear to right shoulder. And if you come across any one particular area that feels rather interesting, maybe you hang out there working that area. Beautiful. No matter where you're at, you're going to allow your chin to draw back towards your chest, placing both of your hands on top of your knees, and exhale to bring left ear to left shoulder. And again, from here, deciding if you want to bring the top of the left hand to the head, or end right fingertips onto the ground. So deciding if you want to stay here with both, one or none. And again, after you've made that decision, exhale to release any tension, and then begin doing semicircles with your head and neck. Noticing if one side feels any different than the other. Notice if you come across any interesting areas here. Beautiful. No matter where you're at, you're going to begin to draw chin towards chest, placing your hands back on top of your knees, and again, stacking head over chest, chest over pelvis. We're going to begin to do seated cat and cows. So on the inhale, we're going to tilt our pelvis forward as we open up through the chest here, collarbone, maybe looking up towards ceiling. Exhale, begin to round out, tucking chin towards chest, doming out the back here, separating your shoulder blades. Beautiful. Inhale, rocking the pelvis forward, opening up chest, maybe gaze up without crunching the back of your neck. Exhale, rounding out. Beautiful. 2 more times at your pace, your breath. Begin to match movement with your inhales and exhales. And the next time we come into a neutral position, we're gonna shift everything forward. If you have a prop underneath you, you can go ahead and move that off to the side, coming into all fours here, tabletop position. And we're stacking our wrists underneath our shoulders and knees underneath our hips. Go ahead and spread your fingers here. We're gonna go through a spinal balance flow. So on the inhale, I'm gonna invite you to extend your right arm and left leg, thumb towards ceiling, toes towards the ground. Exhale, shifting that back. Inhale, left hand extends, right leg extends. Beautiful, exhale back down. Deciding for yourself if you wanna stay here as you extend or bringing a tuck knee to elbow. Extending it back out and down. We're gonna match breath with movement here. Inhale to extend, exhale to tuck it in. Inhale, extend, exhale back down. Beautiful, 2 more times each side. Inhale to extend, exhale, tuck. As you tuck, press your left hand into the ground, dome out that back as if we're coming into a cat shape. Inhale to extend, exhale back down. Beautiful, inhale to extend, left arm, right leg. Exhale, tuck it in. Inhale, extend, exhale back down. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna separate our knees mat width, bring our toes to touch, take a child's pose. And so I just wanna take this moment to remind everybody that rest is always an option throughout our practice. If ever you need a moment to catch your breath, or if ever your body is in disagreement with whatever position we're doing, please listen to yourself, respect your limits, come into this position or any other one of rest. Join us when you're ready. With that being said, I wish you all a beautiful and fulfilling practice. If you're ready, you can join me on all fours. We're gonna tuck our toes, arch our back, leading from our hips, press into a downward facing dog. And since this is the first down dog of our session, I'm gonna invite you to bend one knee at a time, extending the opposite heel towards the mat. Go ahead and spread your fingers here, pressing the whole palm into the ground. And allow that to move your chest closer towards your thighs here. You can release the weight of your head, maybe shake it yes, maybe shake it no. We're gonna find stillness in our down dog for just a moment, extending our heels towards the mat. It's okay if they don't touch. They definitely don't have to touch here. They're just moving in that direction. And with our nose, we're gonna carve a line, looking between our hands, bending our knees. We're gonna hop or step forward. Beautiful. Inhale draws us up halfway. We're looking to come into a flat back here, long spine, extending the crown of our head forward, gaze down towards the ground. Slight press against our thighs here, working our shoulders back away from our ears. Exhale to release, folding over your legs. Keeping a micro bend in your knees, root to rise, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful, continuing on with our sun salutation. Inhale, circle sweep. Exhale, folds you over your legs. Inhale, coming up halfway, finding that long spine, flat back. Exhale to release, plant your hands. Hop or step back. Take a moment, tuck your elbows in, shift forward onto your toes. Slowly lower down towards the ground. We're gonna come into a baby cobra for this first one, slightly peeling our chest off the ground, placing our fingertips on the ground beside us. Activating our glutes, exhale to release, plant your hands, shift into all fours, tucking your toes, downward facing dog. Beautiful, bringing those toes to touch. Inhale, lifts right leg. Exhale, steps it between your hands. We're rising up for our warrior one here. And again, just to make sure that we're building on a solid foundation, we want to stack right knee over right ankle, internally rotating left toes, left knee, hip points facing forward, slight tuck of the tailbone, activating this left leg. Soften your shoulders, release your fingertips towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Do a scan of your body here. See if you can exhale any tension. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, plant those hands, step this right leg back, take a moment, tuck your elbows in, shifting slightly forward as you slowly lower down. Revisiting this baby cobra, or if you like, you can press into the ground, drop your shoulders out of your ears. No matter where you're at, activate those glutes, support that lower back, slight tuck of the chin, extend the back of the neck. Exhale, shifts you back, all fours, tucking the toes, downward facing dog. And again, if you'd like to pedal this out, go ahead, feel free. If you want to find a more static down dog, stillness, you also have that option. Bringing your big toes to touch. Your next inhale lifts this left leg. Exhale, steps it between your hands, rising up for your warrior one here. Exhale to settle into this. Beautiful, making any necessary adjustments here that you need to fully arrive into your warrior one. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left leg back, tuck your elbows in, lower down slowly. Inhale, yogi's choice of back bend here. Baby cobra, cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale shifts you back, finding your downward facing dog. Beautiful. From here, we are carving a line, looking between our hands, bending our knees, and hopping or stepping forward. Inhale draws us up halfway. Exhale to release. Keeping a micro bend in your knees, root to rise, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. From here, we are going to shift our weight and our awareness to our right foot, keeping a subtle micro bend in our right knee. We're going to lift our left leg into a 90-degree flexion, beginning with our hands on our hips. I'm going to invite everybody to lift their right toes, rooting down through the big toe mount, the little toe mount, and both sides of your heels here, and then soften your right toes back down towards the ground. And try to keep them as soft as possible. Again, keeping a subtle micro bend in your right knee, keeping your left leg bent, or deciding if you want to extend it. So yogi's choice again. So deciding where you want to be at with that leg, keeping your hands on top of your hips, or on your hips, I should say, or deciding if you want to release your hands towards ceiling. And then slowly and gracefully, or as graceful as possible, or not at all, we are going to land into a crescent lunge. So landing on top of our left toes here. Beautiful. And then once you arrive into your crescent lunge, you're going to release your hands in front of you. Take a nice deep inhale here. And on your exhale, you're going to open up towards the right. And again, your gaze can follow that as your right hand makes its way towards the back of the mat. And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Leaving your hands the way they are, your head is going to come back to center. You're going to lower your left hand down towards the mat, right hand up towards ceiling. And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. From here, you're going to lower your left knee down towards the mat. Pivot your left foot off to the side as you swing your right leg down towards the back of the mat. Now, this is side plank. You've already arrived in your side plank. No need to go any further. But if you'd like, you can stack your feet. Notice how that feels if you chose to do that. If you want to go back, you can go ahead. Or if you'd like, you can lift your right leg up in the air. So wherever you're at, connect to your breath. And again, you want to root down through your thumb pad, your index pad, as you lift your hips. Breathe deeply. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Slow release, coming into a high plank. Take a moment, tuck your elbows in, shift forward. Lower down halfway. Inhale, breath in, coming into your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Looking between our hands, bending our knees, and hopping or stepping forward. Inhale draws us up halfway. Exhale, release. Keeping a micro bend in your knees, root to rise, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. So we're going to take that dance over to the other side. We're going to root down, again, lifting up our left toes here, root down through our big toe mount, baby toe mount, and both edges of our heels. Leave a slight micro bend in our left knee as we lift our right knee in a 90-degree flexion. And now, placing your hands on top of your hips, decide if you want to extend your right leg or not. And then from there, deciding if you want to release your hands towards the ceiling or not. And slow transition into our crescent lunge, landing on top of our right toes. And now decide if the distance between your feet is good, or if you want to extend it or narrow that gap. Beautiful. From here, we're going to release our hands in front of us. Take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, opening up towards the left this time. And of course, your gaze can follow that left hand looking towards the back of the mat. And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Leaving your arms the way they are, your head is going to come back to center. From here, we're going to release our right hand down towards the mat, left hand up towards ceiling. And breathe here. Deciding where you want to fix your gaze, it can be either towards your left hand or down towards your left foot. On your next exhale, you're going to release your right knee, pivot that right foot off to the side, and then left foot makes its way towards the back of the mat. And again, if you want to stay right here, feel free. This is already side plank. Root down through the thumb pad, the index pad, lifting up the hips. Beautiful. Keeping a micro bend in your elbow. We don't want to lock our elbow here, keeping a slight micro bend, working our muscles. If you'd like, you can stack your feet and decide if you want to lift your top leg here, this left leg, and again, connect to your breath. Soften that gaze. On your next exhale, making your way slowly into a plank push-up position, tucking your elbows in, lowering down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Looking between your hands, bending your knees and hopping or stepping forward. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, release. Keeping a micro bend in your knees, which rise, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. We're gonna carry on with a pyramid flow here. So if you do have a prop, you can go ahead and grab it. Again, it could be a book, Tupperware. It does not have to be a block necessarily. We are going to take our right leg, step it back slightly. Begin with our left hand on our left hip. Inhale to reach our right hand and our prop towards the ceiling. Exhale to lower it down towards the ground. Now you can decide if you need a prop, go ahead and use it. If your hand reaches the floor, great. If the floor is too far from you, decide the height that you need to allow you to have a straight back here. Beautiful. Staying here, working your left hamstring, or if you'd like to add a layer, you can open your left hand up for a twist. And breathe here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower that left hand, leaving your legs the way they are. We're gonna transition into a warrior 3 variation here. So we're gonna join our hands behind our back, either in fist or in prayer. And wherever you're at, I'm gonna invite you to press your hands together, either your hands or your fists. Press them together, open up your shoulders, open up your elbows. Beautiful. If you feel like your ribs are pressing forward, see if you can draw them back in. Engage your core here. Inhale. Exhale to hinge forward from your hips. Beautiful. Don't lose that opening in the shoulders, in the elbows. Breathing here. And now, again, deciding if you want to stay here or if you want to take flight into your warrior 3, we're going to bend both of our knees, shifting our weight and our awareness to our left foot, picking up our right foot. Toes pointing down, crown of the head forward. And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Slowly releasing out of that. Releasing your hands. Stepping your right leg forward, we're going to take that over to the other side. And so we're going to take our left leg, step it back slightly here, beginning with our right hand on our right hip. Inhale to lift left hand up towards ceiling. And on your exhale, you're going to plant the block down. And again, deciding the height that works for you, if any. And then from here, if you want to, you can release your right hand towards ceiling, coming into this twist. And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Exhale, release that right hand. We are going to leave our legs the way they are as we pick up our torso, joining our hands again behind our back, making sure that our ribs are not spilling forward. We're drawing that back in, opening up our elbows and allowing that to work our shoulders open. Take a nice deep breath in Exhale, hinging from our hips. And breathe. And again, you can stay right here. I know this is already plenty. So if you are good here, if this is working for you, feel free to stay. If you'd like to transition into that balancing pose, I'm going to invite you to bend both of your knees, shifting your weight and your awareness forward as you take flight. And breathe. Slow down that breath. See if you can add some softness into your right toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Slowly landing back, releasing your hands, stepping your left foot forward, placing whatever prop you have off to the side. Coming back into this mountain pose, this Tadasana. Inhale, circle sweep. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, coming up halfway, find a long spine, flat back here. Exhale, release, plant your hands, hop or step back, tuck your elbows in, shift forward, slowly lower down. Inhale, yogi's choice of back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we are going to shift forward, coming into a upper plank push-up position. And from here, we are going to separate our feet a little wider than our hips as we begin to lift our right foot off of the ground and hovering it here for a couple of seconds. Exhale to lower it down. Inhale, left foot hovers off of the ground. Exhale, slowly lower down. We're going to take that to our hands now. Begin to see if you can come onto your right fingertips. And then if you'd like, see if you can lift your right hand off of the ground, or maybe even tap your shoulder, taking that over to the other side. Fingertips, left hand, or maybe come into this shoulder tap. Beautiful. Exhale to lower onto your knees here. We're gonna take a little thread the needle. So inhale to lift right hand towards ceiling. Exhale, placing right hand underneath your left arm, walking your left hand forward, coming onto your shoulders here. Beautiful. Staying here or deciding if you'd like to extend your left leg or maybe even lift that left leg in the air. And wherever you're at, connect to your breath. Allow it to be long, soothed, comforting. Beautiful. Slowly transitioning out of this, lowering left leg down, drawing left knee back underneath hip, drawing left hand closer towards us, pressing left hand, releasing the weight off of our right shoulder, taking that over towards the other side. Inhale, lifting left hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, threading it underneath right arm, walking right fingertips forward, coming onto left shoulder, left ear here. And again, deciding if you want to stay here, if this is what is good for you, please feel free. Or if you'd like, you can extend your right leg. Staying here or lifting right leg into the air. And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Releasing right leg back down, coming knee under hip, bringing our right hand underneath our shoulder, relieving the tension off of our left shoulder. We're going to separate our knees mat width, bring our toes to touch, take a child's pose. And here I'm going to invite everybody to begin to observe their breath. Notice again the differences between the breath that we established at the beginning of the session and see how it's changed since. And again, just notice if it feels soothing to you, comforting, nurturing, or making any necessary adjustments. And while we're here, perhaps observing our thoughts. Notice where the mind has journeyed to, whether it's something in the past, something in the future. Is it aligned with the intention that we set? So any adjustments that need to be made to the breath or the mind, I'm going to invite you to do so now. Beautiful. From this child's pose, we're going to shift forward, sit onto our sits bones, swing our legs around. And we're going to take our right hand and try to lift it as high as possible, as high as comfortably possible, as if we're coming to grab the tag on back of our shirt, so wherever your hand lands. And then I'm going to invite you to slowly lower down, relieving a little bit of tension in the shoulder here. If you'd like to use your left hand and kind of externally rotate the top of your humerus bone, your shoulder here, feel free to do so. And from here, we're going to take 3 deep inhales in through our nose and release a sigh out through our mouths. When you're ready, take a deep breath in. Exhale to release. 2 more times, deep breath in. Exhale to release. 1 more deep breath in. And out. Beautiful. Slowly rolling onto your left side, releasing your right hand. We are going to make our way back up into a staff pose, and we're going to take that over to the other side. So left hand looks for your shirt tag as high as comfortably possible, and then slowly, mindfully lowering down, making sure that you're not stressing, but releasing tension in the shoulder. Beautiful. If you want to use your right hand here and kind of externally rotate or help externally rotate, feel free. And again, 3 deep inhales here. Deep breath in and out. In breath and release it when you're ready. 1 more deep inhale and exhale. And from here, we're going to roll onto our right side, releasing our left hand, making our way into our final relaxation pose, Shavasana. And again, deciding the distance between your feet here, deciding how you want to place your hands. And we're going to take 3 silent breaths, in through the nose, out through the nose. And with every exhale, I'm going to invite you to release any lingering tension or stress. Just taking this moment of stillness to integrate our practice. Staying in your Shavasana for as long as you like, as long as you can. Or we're going to begin to bring some motion and movement back to our hands, our fingers, our toes, arms and our legs. Maybe moving our head from side to side. If you'd like, you can join me in a seated position. We are going to close our practice here. Inhale, circle sweep, bringing hands to heart center. You can soften your gaze or close your eyes as you tuck your chin, extend the back of your neck, placing your hands on your sternum or your thumbs on your sternum. Taking this opportunity to remind yourself of the intention you set at the beginning of the session. It's my hopes that you carry this intention with you long after you leave your mats. Maybe even look to share this intention with others. Your body thanks you for attending it to today. Your mind thanks you for attending it to today. And I thank you for allowing me to guide your practice. The light in me bows to the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.